Good morning, Greenwald. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Greenwald International Business School with your boy, Professor OJ, health consultant from this great profession. And today I want to share with you about something very important. But before I proceed, as usual, if it's your first time visiting this video, make sure you subscribe, you can like, make sure that you turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to drop a comment at the end of this video. In case you have any question, you are free to drop a comment and also to ask a question, and I'll be making some short tutorials or also replying you directly from the message. For any inquiries, consultations, or bookings, you can also reach out through my contact displayed in the screen. So welcome to today's health tutorial, and today I want to share with you about the Greenwald Digestive Care Package. That is the digestive system, okay? Digestive system is a system that has so many organs involved, and also the liver is one of the organs which is also involved in the digestive system. And before I proceed, as usual, you know that I always just remind you about the 6 important crucial human organs. And number 1 is the heart. Your heart is the most important body organ. Number 2 is the brain. Your brain is the second most important and vital body organ. Number 3 is the liver, which is the largest human organ with so many functions in your body. Number 4 is the kidney. A human being has 2 kidneys and you cannot survive without a kidney. An organ which is highly sold and an organ that makes people go for dialysis several times a week. Number 5 is the lungs. The lungs, that is an organ which is good for the breathing system and also removal of excess toxin, that is carbon dioxide, from our system. And last but not least is the pancreas. So all my health lectures here are circumnavigating just around the organs so that we see on how we can rectify them. So once you visit us, we'll conduct a computerized full body diagnosis to check these important body organs and also the other minor organs and recommend the right medication for you. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. 2. Greenwald Digestive Care Package, presented to you by Greenwald International Business School and also Professor OJ here. So make sure you subscribe, guys, okay? Now, before I move on, there is something I want to clarify. And I'm sure most of us went to high school or secondary schools and learned about biology, and digestive system was one of the systems that was taught in schools. Now, have you ever asked yourself why nowadays so many people are having stomach complications, constipation issues, gas, acidity, ulcers, and etc.? So there is something I want to clarify, okay? Now, digestion does not take place during the day. I mean, does not take place at night. I underline that one. Digestion does not take place at night. Digestion mostly takes place during the day. So it is always a problem for us to have heavy meal and then you go to bed. Then normally food should always take around 2 to 3 to 4 hours in your stomach, depending on what type of food you have eaten, for digestion process to take place. So during this process, the nice food will be absorbed by the small intestine into the bloodstream and be used to be supplied in your other body organs. Then unwanted food will be taken through the colon, that is the large intestine, which is also an organ which is good for detoxification, then taken to the rectum and also removed as a fecal matter. So those people are fond of having heavy supper and then you go to bed. So what happens, that food will stay in your stomach until morning, because when you are asleep, all your body organs are also asleep, apart from the heart. So digestion is not taking place. So the food will stay in your stomach until morning, then it will putrefy, itaoza. In Swahili we say itaoza. It will putrefy. Then when it putrefies, it will mix up with the hydrochloric acid and the enzymes within the stomach, and of course you'll be having stomach complications. So what is the solution to so many stomach complications that people have? And you've been using the H. pylori kits, you've been using medicine for stomach, but there is no change. Knowing to treat your condition from the root cause is very important. Try having your heavy supper by 5 or 6 or 7 for at least 1 week or 3 weeks, and you see a very great difference in your stomach. Okay, I don't know who came with this format that in the morning we need to take tea with a piece of chapati or loaves of bread, and or maybe mandazi, and then maybe also have a heavy supper in the evening. It should be the other way around. In fact, in the morning hours, should be having a heavy meal. If possible, eating ugali in the morning is very important, just the way I do. And then in the evening, just taking something light is good for your digestive system. So let's get to learn more about the Greenwald Digestive Care Package. Okay. Now, how does our system work? This is the digestive system. So from the mouth all the way to the anus, that is what is called the digestive system. And organs which are associated with enzymes which are here, we have the salivary glands that helps in the production of saliva, that helps in swallowing and soothing of food. We all know that. Then we have the esophagus, also called the gullet, that helps in the what is called peristalsis, or transportation of food from the mouth into the stomach. Then we also have the liver that helps in production of some juices that help in digestion. Then we also have the stomach, which is also a very important organ. We also have the gallbladder that helps in production of some enzymes that is good in digestion. Pancreas, which is also the smallest and important body organ that helps in regulation of blood sugar, also helps in the digestive system. Then we have the small intestine and also the large intestine. Small intestine is also called the ileum, that helps in absorption of food. Then we also have the large intestine, also called colon, that is one of the organs that helps in the detox. Large intestine in the removal of excess waste products as a fecal matter. We also have an organ called the appendix, and also the last one, which is called the anus. Okay. Now, in all these organs, I want to outline, because there are so many conditions which are associated with the digestive system. So this is an outline of Greenwald Digestive Package. So how does our digestive system work? We are going to look at that. Then we look at the dyspepsia, then gastroesophageal reflux disease, also called the GERD. We are also going to talk about the peptic ulcer, then constipation, and how does liver help with digestion, and also pancreas and diabetes. Though I've also organized a training about pancreas and diabetes. Though for here we are just going to brush, because this organ also helps in digestion of food. So let's start with the dyspepsia. Dyspepsia, functional dyspepsia, or also called FD. Okay, so dyspepsia in simple English is just indigestion. Remember, I've told you digestion does not take place at night, it takes place during the day. So when someone has a heavy meal and then you go to bed, that one is very dangerous for your health. So dyspepsia is simply a very simple discomfort or pain in the upper abdomen. Okay, that is what is dyspepsia. Okay, discomfort or pain in the upper abdomen. So many people are complaining of the stomach pain within the upper abdomen, or some kind of discomfort, and they go take some medication just to reduce the symptom of the problem. So it is advisable you visit us for a computerized full body scanning. We'll check your digestive system and check which organ is not operating normally, and then we recommend right medication for a permanent solution from our branch near you. Or when you're listening to this tutorial, I'm going to outline some of the medications that can help in helping or also treating and also managing the dyspepsia or gastrointestinal disorders or the digestive system conditions. Okay, so dyspepsia is a pain in the upper abdomen. As you can see, it is characterized by things like pain, abdominal pain. We also have bloating. We also have fullness. People are feeling that their stomach is full. We also have tenderness or no palpation. So FD, or functional dyspepsia, which is the name of it, is also associated with the GERD. We call it gastroesophageal reflux disease. And we also have the IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. So one thing you need to know is that 15% of general population in Western countries has functional dyspepsia. 15% in Western countries, that is, we're talking of the Europeans, the Western people. Okay, most of them are having this because most of them are eating processed foods, unlike in Africa where most people take the natural foods. Okay, so functional dyspepsia is a tonic for spleen and also the stomach meridian, which promotes gastrointestinal peristalsis. Then it also increases the secretion of digestive juice and bile so that digestion can take place, and also increase production of stomach acids and enzymes. So Greenwald Probiotics is one of the best products that you can give, or we call it the Propolis Plus capsule. So people are listening to me and you are a Greenwald a health consultant, then in this functional dysphagia, then propolis plus capsule is one of the best products you can give, because it is a probiotic that helps in such kind of conditions. So help digestive system break down, absorb, metabolize, and utilize water, carbohydrates, protein, fat, vitamins, and minerals. Okay, so that one is about the FD, or we call it functional dysphagia. Now, another condition that I want to talk about that so many people confuse with ulcers. This disease, so many people confuse it with ulcers. Call it gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, or GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Okay, so reflux disease has some symptoms like heartburn. Wale wanasikia kichomi, kichomi cha moyo, kichemi cha moyo. So it's called kichomi cha moyo or kichemi cha moyo, something like that. People are having burning sensation around the chest. And most of these people always have, I saw when I was in high school, I used to see a lady was having this condition, and this lady used to take some cold milk to quench this. Okay, and people thought that she had ulcers, so people confuse GERD with ulcers. Okay, we also have it can also have the bleeding around the intestinals or around the lining of the stomach. Okay, so gastroesophageal reflux ni kitu inapanda juu, something that arises because of the liquid. Okay, so this one is the esophagus, or also called the gullet, that allows food to enter the stomach. Then you also have the diaphragm, all about the diaphragm. Then you have lower esophageal sphincter closed. Okay, then you have pylorus, and then you have the stomach. This is the stomach. So this liquid within the stomach, when it arises, it arises within the esophagus. That's what causes the heartburn. So it lowers esophageal sphincter open, allowing reflux. So when the sphincter, this one here, opens, it will allow the reflux, that acidity. Okay, and this one is majorly caused by people who take heavy supper and go to bed. Wale wanakula usiku sana, alafu unakula ugali na nyama, alafu unaenda unalala. You take ugali and meat and then you go to bed. That one's very dangerous. Heavy meal. Make sure you take your heavy meal by 7, if possible by 5. Anything past that time should be light food. Just have something which is light. I hope you have learned something there. So symptoms of gastroesophageal reflux disease is heartburn. People are having their heartburn, regurgitation, ile kinaitwa kuteuka, something kuteuka. I don't know how I can explain it better. Then we also have dysphagia. Okay, dysphagia, I've said, is that discomfort or pain in the upper abdomen. Okay, yeah. Now, for people having these conditions, you need to try avoiding some things like citrus fruits. When you talk about citrus fruit, talking of lemon, talking of oranges, we're talking of skuma wiki sometimes, but we're talking about fruits, by the way. We're talking about foods that have citrus acid within them. Okay, then chocolate. I know, ladies, I know you like and you love taking chocolates. Okay, so if you're having the GERD, make sure that you avoid taking chocolates. Then you also have caffeinated drinks or alcohol. Caffeinated drinks, you're talking of soda, Predator, energy, and also hard drinks. Okay, or we call them soft drinks. Then you also have spicy, fatty, or fried foods. You also need to avoid that. You also need to avoid garlic and onions because they have some kind of acidity. So people having GERD, make sure that you avoid that one. Peppermint, pili. People are using pepper and then you feel some discomfort within your stomach. They need to avoid because you might be suffering from GERD. And also the tomatoes. Now, tomatoes are not bad, but now the covering of that tomato, that's why there people are wise. They remove the cover because most of these tomatoes are sprayed by some pesticides and chemicals to make them look attractive and good, which can bring some acidity within our system. Okay, yeah. So this one, GERD, is very dangerous because it can lead to the GERD itself. It can lead to a scar or narrowing within the stomach. And also lead to esophageal cancer. Okay, it will lead to abnormal growth of esophageal cells, and that one will bring what is called esophageal cancer. So make sure that you break the vicious cycle. Anyway, we are going to see products that can help in this condition, but this condition, people confuse it with the ulcers. Okay, now let's get to ulcers. Peptic ulcer, okay, or stomach wounds. Now, causes of peptic ulcer. Ulcer is caused by 3 things, and that's why I always prefer that it is advisable for you to visit us for a computerized diagnosis so that we check the type and extent of effect of your condition, also the root cause, so that we can recommend right medication. But if you just recommend medication without knowing properly what we are treating, you might be blaming us for not getting good results, and it is you who didn't have the proper treatment. So this is the stomach, this is the esophagus. So we can also have esophageal ulcer, then that is esophageal ulcer, then you have the stomach, the gastric ulcer, then we have the duodenal ulcer, and also we can have intestinal ulcer, that is the small intestine. Okay, now ulcer is stomach wounds, a simple word, and it has three causes. Cause number one is infection with helicobacteria, popularly known as H. pylori. Okay, so if your ulcer is caused by H. pylori, if you use H. pylori kit, you'll be okay. That means you'll get better. But if your ulcer is caused by the second one here, use of painkillers. People are taking a lot of painkillers, headache and stomach ache. Just feel any pain, you take a lot of painkillers. So non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, we call them the NSAIDs. These ones can also lead to cancer. Can lead to ulcer, that is within the stomach, and also increased acid output, that is the GERD, can also lead to ulcers. So when you come to us, we do this screening. We will know which type of ulcer you have and what is the cause of your ulcer, so that we can recommend the right medication for a permanent solution. So symptoms of someone who is having peptic ulcer disease, we call it PUD, are mostly is a gnawing or burning pain in the middle or upper stomach between meals at night. You see, those people take a lot of food at night. Then we also have bloating, we also have heartburn, and also nausea or vomiting. So severe cases might have dark or black stool due to bleeding, and also vomiting blood that can look like coffee groundnuts or coffee grounds, that is. Then you also have weight loss and severe pain in the mid to upper abdomen. So these are symptoms that are associated with the peptic ulcer disease, also called PUD, or the stomach wounds. So GERD and ulcers have the common treatment, but before we recommend the treatment, we prefer that you visit us for a checkup so that we know which product to detox your system before we recommend the medication that will help you in this. Now, how digestive package help with GERD and peptic ulcer is number one, propolis plus capsule that I talked about earlier on as a probiotic. So this one restrains the H. pylori, which causes the peptic ulcer. So taking the propolis plus capsule will make sure that it will restrain the bad bacteria or the H. pylori bacteria from spreading. Number two is the chitosan capsule, so which its gastric cytoprotective and ulcer healing promoting actions. It increases the mucus development in esophagus and stomach. Hence, it accelerates the healing process of ulcer healing. So we also give it for people who are having the stomach wounds or the ulcer, because it helps in the internal body healing of internal wounds. Then you also have spirulina plus capsule. So spirulina is 100% alkaline. And when you are having the ulcer, that means your pH will be acidic. So alkaline health food that neutralizes the excessive stomach acid output. Then the chlorophyll in it has a soothing effect on the irritated stomach lining. So furthermore, phycocyanins in spirulina is an ulcer inhibitor. Okay, so these are the three major products that we prescribe for people having peptic ulcer. Depending on your duration and extent of effect, you can see there are just three products, and maybe one product might be taking 30 days, but you can put you under treatment of 6 months depending on the root cause, extent of effect, and the type of condition that you're having, so that you can have a permanent solution. So don't just see the three bottles here. You can be repeating them for a certain period of duration. In my treatments, when I might write even 1 or 2 medication, but I always insist on duration, that this medicine is one, but you need to use it for 6 months, and one will take you for 30 days. So make sure you repeatedly use it until 6 months are over. So duration in our treatment is very important for you to have a permanent solution. Okay, and before we treat, don't forget to always detox. Now, another health problem that is affecting so many people outside here is called constipation, especially as we are getting towards the festive season, or during this festive season. You find that a lot of people are going to eat junks, and people are eating foods that are having some effects. So there might be struggling with constipation issues. Okay, constipation issues. Now, for your digestion to take place, make sure that you are taking your meal heavy meal during the day, light meal at night. Make sure that you are taking adequate water intake of water, and also taking the fiber foods. So fiber, or call them roughages. So these ones are good for your stomach elimination of toxins. So when you are doing so, then do not be having constipation. So if you have 2 of the following for the 3 months, then you also have some things like constipation. Now, straining during a bowel movement more than 25 of the time. So that means you are having constipation. Then number 2, hard stools more than 25 of the time. So these are people who go to the toilet and take a lot of time with nothing coming out. Okay, that means you're having constipation. There is poor digestion of food in your system. Okay, so a lot of food overstays in the stomach, and rectum has nothing. So when the signal is sent to your brain and you go for a long call, then nothing comes out from the rectum. Incomplete evacuation more than 25% of the time. So that means you go for a long call and then it doesn't come all of it after spending too much time. Then 2 or fewer bowel movements in a week. So what causes constipation? Number 1 is inadequate water intake. It's very important. So inadequate water intake, because we all know that water is good in digestion. Okay, so taking water is very important, and also you need to know the right time to take water. So taking water 30 minutes before meal and 1 hour after meal is the best time. It is always not advisable for someone to take water while eating at the same time, because water is not digested. So when you eat and take water at the same time, it will slow down the digestion of food. So that means stomach will have to drain water from your stomach first before digestion takes place. So just a point to know that eating and drinking water at the same time is very dangerous for your digestion. So if it is about eating, make sure you take water 30 minutes before or 1 hour after eating. Okay. Now number 2, we have inadequate fiber in the diet. We call them roughages. Okay, I talked about this one. Okay, so taking a sifted maize is not better than taking the normal maize that has been grinded from the posho mill. Okay, so people who eat flour that has come from posho mill are not likely to get constipation, because that maize has that fiber which is good in dealing with the constipation issues or helping in digestion of food. Okay, a disruption of regular diet or routine, that is like traveling. So you disrupt your normal routine, especially when you are traveling, can also lead to constipation. Then inadequate activity or exercise or immobility. So people are just eating and you remain stagnant in that one place. So you might be having constipation issues. And remember, having exercise is good for your digestion and metabolism. Okay. Eating large amount of dairy products, which is also very dangerous, can also lead to constipation. People are taking too much meat or too much products, we call them the proteins, so dairy products. Okay. Stress can also lead to constipation. So that's why we have what is called stress, anxiety, and stress reliever that you can use to make sure that you manage your mind stress. Okay. Then resisting the urge to have a bowel movement can also lead to constipation. We have overuse of laxatives or products to relax your mind, can also lead to constipation. Then we also have anti-acid medicines containing calcium or aluminium can lead to constipation. Then eating disorders, I've told you, make sure you have a heavy meal in the morning and light food in the evening. So having excess food or eating too much at night and then going to bed is dangerous for your health. IBS, call it irritable bowel syndrome, is also a problem which is associated with constipation. And also have pregnancy. Women who are pregnant are also prone to constipation issue. And then you also have people having the colon cancer, okay, the cancer of the large intestine. So these are some of the causes of constipation. So inability to eliminate the fecal matter normally from our body system. So anything that needs to come out of the body is a poison. So the moment it remains in our body, then it becomes poisonous. Now let's look at the tips for constipation. Number 1, make sure that you eat well balanced diet with plenty of soluble dietary fiber. Add fruits and vegetables to your diet. So this one will help in proper digestion of food, so that food can be easily absorbed in your system, that is in your body. Number 2, drink 8 glasses of fluid water or herbal tea. every day, and take warm liquid in the morning before breakfast. Okay, so this one will help you in making sure that digestion is proper and effective. So drinking 8 glasses of fluid water or herbal tea. So the best herbal tea that we have in our company, as we are going to see in the next slide, is called intestine cleansing tea. Okay, so that's the herbal tea that we have, cleansing your intestine, because constipation is about the intestine, talking about the large intestine. Okay, number 3 is move your bowels when you feel the urge. So whenever you are pressed by a short call or a long call, make sure you go and ease yourself. Those people are holding that up because the washroom is not tidy, so you are holding it. Okay, so that one is very dangerous for your system. Exercise regularly. Okay, exercise regularly. Best ways to become or having a better health is having good diet, making sure that you exercise regularly, making sure that you have adequate sleep, and making sure that you have a positive mindset. Okay, those are the 3 things that makes us to have a healthy body. Then if needed, use very mild laxative. Don't use laxative for more than 2 weeks. Okay, so those laxatives are very dangerous because the moment you swallow them and they get in our system, they disrupt the normal functioning of our body, and by doing so you find that your body will not be functioning normally and functioning well. Now, is there a solution to this? Is there a solution to this? Is there a solution to people who are having constipation issues? Yes. Where is the solution? The solution is right here. So the first product is called the intestine cleansing tea that helps you to improve healthy bowel movement, alleviate dyspepsia and flatulence, and detoxify your body. Okay, so intestine cleansing tea. Let me give a good example here so that you understand. No, I want you to understand. Don't just listening to this, but understanding is very much important. Now, in Kenya, mostly some countries in Africa, we know what is called the ugali. Okay, ugali. I think even Nigerians cook ugali. Okay, even other parts, Western countries, they cook ugali. So ugali is mostly cooked in a sufuria. So after cooking your ugali and then you put it in a plate, there is that substance of the ugali particles or part of it that sticks in the walls of the sufuria. So how do you always remove it? The only way you remove it is you have to soak. You cannot remove it. You have to soak that sufuria in water for some time so that it can make the particles of the ugali to be soft. Then after soaking, you remove it and then you cleanse the sufuria. So that's the same thing that intestine cleansing does. So intestine cleansing does the soaking, okay? Then you always add a product called clear. We replace it with the blueberry dietary fiber, also called clear. So clear will now remove the soaked fecal matter that was in the system. So chitosan also forms a layer of gluey film which protects the lining of gut against irritation caused by certain foods. Furthermore, it promotes the healing of the impaired intestinal wall, especially for people having intestinal ulcer. We see chitosan is there. Then blueberry dietary fiber, also called clear. The soluble dietary fiber absorbs water in the gut to moisturize the gut wall and help with healthy bowel movement. Then Greenwald probiotics, or also propolis, it contains 4 types of beneficial bacteria which restrain the growth of harmful bacteria in the gut, therefore improving constipation. So these are products that are good for constipation that you can use if you are suffering from constipation issues to make sure that your body operates normally. Okay, now let's go to the liver. Okay, so I'll not talk much about it because liver is the third important and the largest human organ in a human system. So how does liver help with digestion? Number 1, its main function is to take toxins out of your body. You see, it is among the organs that help in removal of excess toxins within our system. Then it processes vitamins and minerals and also processes sugar, proteins, and fats. When we are talking about the diabetes care package, we saw that liver produces and also stores what is called the sugar, okay, in our system. So tips for liver protection is number 1, eat well balanced diet with plenty of fruits, vegetables, rich in vitamins, minerals, especially foods rich in B, carotene, and also sulfur. Number 2, eliminate processed food, artificial additives, preservatives, and colors. So this one will make sure that your system is operating normally. Number 3 is significantly reduce refined sugar. And if this one cannot happen, especially for those who are fond of taking tea, make sure you prepare your tea with sugar all together so that they can boil together. Don't use the raw sugar. Increase daily consumption of lecithin, essential fatty acids. Okay, so we have a product called lecithin that helps in that. Avoid eating heavy and fatty foods, and also avoid eating for at least 3 hours before bedtime. I've talked about this one, just a repetition. So products to help you boost the liver function is chitosan. You see chitosan is there, binding toxins in large intestine and boost liver function. Then you have the livergen capsule that improve hepatic blood flow and also microcirculation in the liver, promoting liver cells to boost the bile. Hepatsure capsule, I'll not talk about it because it is not in our Kenyan market, but you can also use it. It is in other markets, like I'm sure in Zimbabwe. You can get it in Zimbabwe, also South Africa. Multivitamin tablets replenish the vitamins essential for normal liver function. Deep sea fish oil or omega-3 are 2 types of lipids in omega-3 fatty acids that protects and resolves where the cause of the protective effect. Lecithin soft gel accelerates the removal of the liver cells, preventing gallstone formation as an emulsifier. Then Ganoderma Plus capsule reduces SGOT and SGPT liver enzymes, clinically indicate liver disorders and impaired of liver function. So you can note down these products in case you're having liver conditions, and we can prescribe them for you so that you can have a better liver function. Pancreas and diabetes, there is already a tutorial about this. I've talked about pancreas and diabetes. Call it the diabetes care package. Is one of the smallest and the most important, one of the most important body organs that help in regulation of blood sugar and also in the digestion. Okay, so I already have a tutorial about this, about the diabetes and about the type 1, type 2, type 3 diabetes. Okay, all these diabetes. So this one, there is already a tutorial including the medication or prescription about the diabetes. Okay, so I want to end this training by saying, by quoting the father of medicine called Hippocrates, of course, has claimed that death sits in the bowel and dyspepsia is the root of all evil. Death sits in the bowel and dyspepsia is the root of all evil. Okay, so in case you are having any questions, don't forget to drop a comment. I will be making some short tutorials to give you an answer and also replying them with immediate effect. And in case you need our services for inquiries, consultations, or bookings, don't hesitate to get in touch with me, and I will connect you with our nearest branch so that you can get our services. For us to get proper and better treatment, it is important you visit us for a computerized diagnosis and checkup so that we can determine the root cause and the type of your condition and also the extent of effect, so that we can recommend right medication for a permanent solution. Otherwise, see you in my next video.